It's day one of the Nigerian Bar Association's annual general conference, holding in Port-Harcourt with the theme Beyond Limits. In attendance are legal minds from across the country, as well as dignitaries like the River State Governor, the Shehu of Borno, the former President of Liberia, George Weah, as keynote speaker.
Of a rich ecological heritage.
In his welcome address, NBA President Mazi Afam Osigwe recalls the association's decision to shelve last year's conference over the state of emergency and reflected on Nigeria's unrealized promise 66 years after independence.
We are reminded that when Nigeria gained independence on October 1st, 1960, there were a lot of hopes that Nigeria was going to be the beacon of Africa, was going to be like the lighthouse that was going to guide many African nations to greatness. 66 years after, and this is our 66th annual general conference, that hope remains to be realized.
Declaring the conference open, River State Governor Similaye Fubara thanked the NBA for returning the AGC to Port-Harcourt following the lifting of the state of emergency. He spoke on the judiciary's role as a refuge for the common man.
The ultimate aim of law is to protect and advance citizen security and the well-being by assuring equity before the law, safeguarding the fundamental human rights of all, and fostering an environment conducive to social economic activities and national development. Therefore, it is evident that order, peace, and meaningful human progress prevail wherever the law is treated as sovereign.
Delivering the keynote address, former President of Liberia, George Weah, warns that democracy is fragile and its enemies do not always announce themselves with tanks in the streets and requires the protection of the rule of law.
Democracy does not survive on strength of elections alone. Elections are now the doorway into democracy, not the horse itself. What holds us up, what keeps the roof from collapsing on the people live inside it, are institutions, and among the most important of these in every serious nation is an independent judiciary protected by a fearless principal bar.
The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Honorable Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, represented by the Chief Judge of River State, spoke on the judiciary's readiness to adapt to a changing technology-driven world.
The world in which we practice is changing rapidly. Technology is transforming legal research, case management, and the delivery of legal services. While artificial intelligence is raising new technical questions, both for the bar and the bench, we must be prepared to understand this development and use them responsibly.
Other dignitaries, including the Shehu of Borno, the Chief of Army Staff Representative, the Uganda Law Society President, also delivered goodwill messages.
The first Vice President.
As the week-long conference continues in Port-Harcourt, the message from its opening day is clear. Beyond the speeches and symbolism lies a shared hope that Nigeria's justice system can rise past its limits and finally deliver on the promise it owes every citizen who walks into a courtroom seeking fairness.